Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. Hope you have a wonderful day. If you guys new to this channel, I talk about anything and everything when it comes to money. How to achieve financial freedom, I guess the FIRE movement, retire early, financial independence is what I'm passionate about. If you like this type of stuff, by all means subscribe, comment guys, it would be muchly appreciated. In today's video, I'm gonna actually answer a questions that got posed. So this one here goes: how do you plan to reach FIRE? How long is it going to take? So it's a two-part question. So how do you plan to reach FIRE? Well, to me, it all comes down to having end goal in mind. Now, depending on your goal, depending on your situation, and depending on what your burning desire in a sense. To me, it's a never-ending goal, I say, because once you achieve it, what do? So the options there is, I guess, somewhat. It's not limitless, more like you kind of have to plan every single step that you need to do. So, in the beginning, there's a certain process that you're going to go through throughout your journey. First of all, my thought process is actually, when I didn't have any money, I didn't quite like that. I didn't like the fact that I was earning paycheck to paycheck. So I changed my mentality into, okay, then how can I do it so that I have saving? So that's the starting point of it. Once you've got that starting point, then you go to the next step. Look, I don't know how long it's going to take. It all depending on you and your situation and where you are in life as well. So there's a next stage would be, how can I have actually enough X amount of dollars for saving? So that would be the next stage. Whether you do whatever it takes in order for you to have X amount of dollars for a saving. In the beginning, I've started only just go, what is it? How long would it take me to earn 1 week of saving? So if you earn $1,000 a week, how long would it take you to have that $1,000 in saving? Then you go to the next stage. How can I do have 1 month wage in saving? And then gradually you go a little bit more after 1 month. How about 1 season, like 3 months, 4 months? And then after that, how do I go about going to have a saving for a whole entire year? Now, those stages, it might take you a couple of months to achieve. It might take you a week. It might also take you a lifetime to achieve those goals. And then once you hit that, we had about a year and a half of saving. Then you go to the next stage, which is, how can I earn a passive income without me working? So there are different ways of doing that. Example would be playing in the property market. Make sure that it's positively geared. Go on micro investing, opening up your own business, for example, as well as maybe invest in shares or in the stock market or in mutual funds or any of those things. So that way you have an income without you physically working. So that's the whole entire journey. How can I live off the dividends or the return without me physically going to work? So that will be the next stage. How much capital do you need? If you're working in a small business, then it might require you a long time to get there, to build the business. It might not. It might take you only about a year before you're able to get residual income. So it all depending where you are in life and how hard that you're willing to work towards it. So that's the thought process that I went through in order for me to achieve my journey. And on top of that, for me anyway, it all because I have got no choice. I have to make this work. My wife decided not to go back to work again to raise our children from dual income to single income. That would make, some people anyway, myself included, will be financial stress. So how would I be able to do that? To replace that second income, I have to do something dramatic in my life. Think outside of the square. For example, if you're in Australia anyway, if you're thinking of negatively gearing would get you wealthy, from experience, no. And let's say if you're opening up a business, another thing would be it might be a little bit risky and you don't have the fund to open up your own business. So we've tried a lot of different things, and we look at it at the end of the day, as long as a product or service can provide me a passive income in a weekly basis, then you're on track. For example, on our property portfolio, for example, we were able to earn enough income to replace my wife's income. Then we're also adding towards, let's say, our eBay side hustle. That one there is steadily growing, even though we haven't actually posted a lot of things in the past, say, month or so, a month and a half, 2 months, somewhere around there. We haven't actually gone really, really hard on listing in our eBay business. However, we're still generating sales on that. Then there is also the other factor of, what I like about eBay side hustle is because we can do it between our kids' schedule. I mean, that's the lifestyle that we wanted to have, and that's what we have. I mean, that's where, like, eBay, in a sense, I'm kind of glad that there is actually a product like eBay, because they're doing all of the hard work. I mean, if you open up a store, for example, if you look at just like a retail store, any retail store, first of all, you gotta have a capital for the let's say the capital for the rent, and usually a rent goes minimum of 12 months, so you gotta have that ready to go. You have to possibly be borrowing a lot of money, or if not, saved up a lot of money in order for you to able to save up just for the rent. Then you have also inventory. So inventory, obviously, the product that you're thinking of selling, that also costs a little bit of capital. Now, what I like about eBay, the business model that I play in, is I don't buy the product, like the physical product, unless somebody buying it from me first. So I just skim the difference, in a sense. So let's say if it's a product that is cost $10, and I was able to calculate the cost of the postage, as well as the postage, the product, and the admin fee, and then I put my profit on top of it. So that's the eBay business that I'm with, that I deal with. Then there is also, I do a couple of contract jobs here and there, and that can also generate an income. So for me anyway, just because we hit our, I guess, target of passive income, it doesn't stop us there. It actually giving us the flexibility to find a different way to earn more. The limit is there, and you have to think outside of the square, because it's not tradition that what we do. You gotta think outside of your 9 to 5, in a sense. And how long will it take you to get to a certain stage of, let's say, able to retire early, let's say, with financial independence? It all depending on you. It all depending on if want it bad enough, if it's very important enough for you, you'll do whatever it takes to get there. The path to get there, you just have, for me anyway, I just copy someone else's system. I don't have to reinvent the wheels. I just have to copy and paste someone else's formula, let's say. So everything, and like everyone's, for myself anyway, I'm showing you guys how to do it via eBay, as well as the micro investing. You can just copy that over and over again and then figure out what is your end goal. For example, for us in the beginning, I just wanted to replace my wife's income. How do I go about doing that? And then now, since we've already achieved that, how do I go about to replace my income? Once we achieve that, then how do I go about to make sure we keep on growing, in a sense? How can I have enough income for our children? So it just keep on, like, the goalposts never stop. You always have to have some sort of progress. For me anyway, I mean, there's only so much you can do when you're you go out and about where everyone else is still working. So why don't you become productive in this world? And that's what I do. I mean, if on top of that, if you don't need a lot of fancy stuff, it helps a lot. Helps a lot if you don't need a lot of like fancy gadgets. For example, the cars. I mean, we don't drive a luxury product. Our car, it just gets me point A to point B. The odd occasion when I get a lot of boxes like this and it fits in a car, that's all that matters. And yeah, I mean, we do have two cars. One of them is for my wife to drop off and pick up the kids, and the other one would be for me when I do around town like today. We don't need your fancy latest gadgets, let's say, but we've got enough. We've got enough, I guess, the tools and the equipment, or the gadgets, in order for us to, I guess, live in this modern world. I mean, if you keep on chasing for the latest and brightest thing, it will just hurt you financially, because you'll never keep up. Because yes, you've got it today for your whatever latest product there is, and then next year there's a new model. So does that mean that you have to upgrade? If you keep on upgrading and upgrading, then you'll never enough. Your goalposts keep on changing as well, and you have to work harder. For us, we try not to have a lot of, I guess, bling bling in a sense. In a way, that way we could just cruise along. It minimizes a lot of stress, because if you, I mean, think about it, right? If you're buying a new car on a finance, example. So for me, it's like, I'd rather buy a car that I can pay in cash now, today, at whatever price point that I can afford. That way, I don't have to pay with my future income. I don't have to pay, let's say the repayment on $200 a week. So next week I have to work an extra, I have to have minimum requirement to earn $200 per week in order for me to sustain this car. I would rather not to have that. Anything that is on payment will actually make you a lot more slower in order for you to achieve your financial independence. The less payment that you have, the better it is for you. So hopefully that helps in terms of the questions. By all means, if you guys do have questions, write them below or send us an email and see if we can answer it for you. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.